Thanalan's map. It looks like it's wide and open, but it's actually not, because a lot of these, like, distance between these, like, dark orange areas are very exaggerated. So you still end up in, like, corridors. But there's... Okay, so there's Coppperbell Mines, which is actually pretty far away. If I can get there from Nafka Mills from Horizon, then maybe I'll do that. Okay. So, Vesper Bay, really important place in ARR. It doesn't have an Aetheryte. 1.0, the only way you can get there is from Camp Horizon, like taking this road all the way over there. This is basically Vesper Bay, as far as I can tell, because there's not like an actual area named Vesper Bay on this map. And it's a Chocobo Stables and a ferry dock. And I'm not going to take you guys there because it's going to take bloody forever. But you go there, and also the footfalls are on the way, and that's like on the way to Vesper Bay in ARR. But if you go here, it looks exactly like Vesper Bay in Realm Reborn, except for there's a lot less buildings. But like the actual building where the Waking Sands is there, as well as like the building where the pub is. Okay, so we're gonna go to Camp Horizon. I'm gonna go to Nafka Wells, and then we're gonna go to Coppperbell Mines. And there's a reason why I'm showing you Coppperbell Mines, because this blew my mind when I saw it for the first time. Because a lot of the AAR dungeons use like elements, and even though they're named the same in 1.0, sometimes they're vastly different, and sometimes they're similar to other dungeons. I know that doesn't make sense now, but it will soon. Nafka Wells. Alright. Oh, this is what an ethereal gate looks like, by the way. You can't even tell that you can interact with it, but you actually can. Damn it. Okay. Oh, and there are mounts in the game. There are 2 mounts. I'm going the wrong way. There are 2 mounts. There is a Chocobo mount and there's a Gubu mount, but I don't know how to add them to my inventory. And also, there's a warp feature I can do because of the private server, but I've noticed something bad about it, where if I warp myself to an area that is like invalid, not only will the client crash, but the server will crash too, and I can't actually like do anything, because whenever I go to the character screen, even if I don't choose the character that's in that invalid area, the game just automatically crashes, and the servers crash as well. So in order to fix it, I have to go into the database. I have to fix the character data by hand, and it's a lot of work. So I don't use that warp feature just because I don't want to fix it, just because it's a pain. Because the database design is... I don't think it's like 1.0's database design. I think it's actually Project Meteor's, which is like the private server software database design, but it's not great. And I know most people who say that don't actually like have like database design capabilities, but I mean, I've worked in my share of like both corporate apps, game apps, writing games for fun, etc. That I like to think I know a good database from a bad database. At least I'd like to think that. But that's how like I can add skills to my hotbar, is by messing with the database, and that's a whole other pain in the ass. And then also adding monster mobs. I have to look at like 6 different like actual databases to actually do that. Okay, so this is Coppperbell Mines. Coppperbell Mines is the third dungeon you do in ARR, and it's very much like a mine. There's elevators, and it's like very rocky. And at 1.0, it kind of starts out that way. So, you know, we're just going leisurely stroll through the mines. There would be like monsters and stuff that you would have to fight. And there's weird things growing on the side, which doesn't even make sense. But notice how the ground is kind of like, it's kind of sandy. Oh, and here's the map in case you guys want to see that. And there's a stair down. And if you take the stair down, it gets even more incredibly sandy. And there's no... Yeah, you're right. Everything is an ugly maze. And there's no sand in ARR. Coppperbell Mines, and I was wondering why there is, and then I got to this room. Or, not this room, actually. It's coming up, though. Look at this, like, design. This is not Coppperbell Mines. Do you know what dungeon this is? You're on the same path, Maya. This is Cutter's Cry. This isn't actually Cutter's Cry, though. This is Coppperbell Mines. We're still in Coppperbell Mines. But it's the same kind of, like, environment as Cutter's Cry. And Cutter's Cry is a dungeon in 1.0. It is an instance dungeon in 1.0. And it's the only... I was able to explore it for a bit. It's the only dungeon I was able to go far in, because the first, like, floor uses the quicksand mechanic, but there's, like, no quicksand, so you can't, like, go further down to the dungeon. But yeah, so I wanted to show this off. There's also another mine area. I'll show you, I'm not actually going to go to it, but I'll show you on the map. We'll go to Blue Fog. Blue Fog, North Thanalan. You know, it's supposed to... North Thanalan looks different in ARR. But in 1.0, it looks exactly the same, and it's still just one tent. Pretty area. Okay, so let's go to the map. There is another world dungeon here that's a mine dungeon called Thanalan Mines. Thanalan Mines is an actual place in ARR, and it's an actual, like, place you can go to, and there's like a small mining town. You go there... You only go there if you do the Crystal Tower side quest, or I guess it's not a side quest anymore. You go to the little town next to Thanalan Mines in ARR, and it leads you from Central Thanalan to... Yeah, that's why I said it's not a side quest anymore. And it leads you to... Oh, I can't remember. I guess it leads you to North Thanalan. And Thanalan Mines is Coppperbell Mines in 1.0. In Coppperbell Mines in 1.0 is Cutter's Cry. And Cutter's Cry is basically saying Cutter's Cry. So now